Yesterday I was speaking to Sarah, one of my Project We members. Hi, Sarah. And she said, I've got a real problem with piles. And I was like, I've got piles too, but I don't really see any problem with them. And she's like, well, my husband just really, really doesn't like all my piles. And I said, well, my husband's got piles too, so maybe that's why he doesn't really mind about mine. And I was laughing about this conversation because, of course, I've lived in the UK long enough now to know what piles means in the UK. But if you don't know what it means because you live somewhere else in the world, in the comments underneath, you can just put a question mark and I'll answer for you. But of course, Sarah was referring to her piles of books, and I was trying to say to her, I've got piles of books too, and I just don't see it as a problem. It's just one of these things. I last year decided I didn't want to have so many piles of books on my bedside table because I get into bed at night. I always want to read a bit before I go to bed. And it's just when you've just got that many books, it's just kind of, you're just going into each one and not really getting through anything. So I made myself a little deal that I could only have one kind of fiction book on the go at a time and one nonfiction book, and they would sit on my bedside table. Well, I still stick to that to a certain degree. Just got the Kirsty Gallagher Lunar Living book after Mindful Bookworm wrote about that on her Instagram. And my fiction book that I'm just about to start is this one. And oh my gosh, I've got my doTERRA essential oils book and my crystals book, but really, like, that's supposed to be it. But listen to what happened. So I started doing that. I've got my box of books under my bed. So I've got this drawer under my bed, which comes out, and that's just filled with journals and books. And I just love it because then when I'm in bed, I can actually just reach down and slide open my box of books. But for some reason, this extra little basket over here, which was supposed to be just to keep spare blankets and things in, has turned into this additional piles of books. Like, it's so funny. Like, technically speaking, I've kept my rule on the bedside table, but there's just this collection of books here on the bedside table, which is just really cracking me up. So one thing you'll probably notice by most of my books here is that I am a personal development book junkie. Mindful Bookworm, you will understand this. I just love reading books about how to, like, better my life. And so I've just got, I've got books that I'm supposed to be reading, like, to review. So sorry, Caroline, that I haven't read Find Your Voice yet. It's really good. I've started it. And I'm really, really sorry, Sarah Davenport, who sent me your amazing book, Reboot Your Brain. But I have just been in more of a kind of, I don't know, I guess spiritual book quest at the moment. You know, I mean, I'm just loving, well, Aspen is Given I read years ago, but it's become my little go-to. And I love Tasha Silver. I don't know if you've read anything by Tasha Silver, but I love her. Marie Forleo, I'm always dipping into that. Emotion Code, I was starting that. Oh, I've got all the Celestium Prophecy books and guides and everything, dug those back out, because for the next Project We book club, Friday, a week from today, we're going to be discussing the Celestium Prophecy in deep detail. If you want to get in on that, let me know. And then, yeah, just all my Eckhart Tolle and Rebecca Dennis. Love that book. I keep going back to that, Rebecca, if you're watching this. And Byron Katie is, if people have asked me before in interviews, what's the book that's kind of changed your life? And I'm like, Byron Katie, Loving What Is, single-handedly healed my relationship with my mother. Highly recommend that one. And I still use the processes on that when I need to, which is why I keep it here, because this is where I do all my journaling and everything is in bed. So I like to have these kind of books here. Anyway, yeah, my husband's got his own piles of books as well, and they are all over the house. I do read fiction too, and I tend to, when I finish a fiction book, I pop it in the guest bedroom up on the bookshelf there. So that's where those live. It isn't that I never read fiction, but I'm definitely a personal growth book junkie. And I think that's why I was able to take all of these concepts that I read about in these books and put them into the High Vibe Journey, which is my 4-week program that's starting again on Monday. And I have the kind of gift, I've been told, of being able to take all this information and distill it down into really doable steps. You know how you can read a book and you can underline the pages in it, you can dog ear it, and you can even take notes. And then the book kind of goes on the pile or on the shelf or wherever you keep your books. And it all kind of remains a good idea, or maybe you start implementing some of the stuff and then you don't really follow through. Well, the women who have gone through my High Vibe Journey program, 12 in the first round, and then I opened it up to 20 in the second round, and they've just finished. They are able to take some of my favorite concepts that have made the biggest difference to my life and apply it to their own lives, and they're just flying. I love it. If this had been available to me way back when I first started all this, I would have leapt at the opportunity. Yeah, it's kind of a way of fast tracking yourself and being able to implement all the stuff in your life that you really wish you could be doing. I would love to help you with that if you want to join the High Vibe Journey. I'm offering a special pay what feels light and right offer again for this round. I did it for the last round too because that was just the start of what's going on in the world right now. And so there's 3 price brackets. $399 is what the original price was, and you can still pay that much if you can. Otherwise, $299, $199, because I want to make it accessible for everybody right now. So head on over to the High Vibe Journey page. I'll put links wherever I can. If you do go to myprojectme.com, go to the courses and workshops tab, and the High Vibe Journey is there. And you can also read testimonials and stories from the women who've gone through the program already and find out what could be the potential for you. And we can take it from there. If you got any questions, let me know. Really hope to see you starting on Monday. Bye.